Okay, well, my name again is Jody Soper, and I have done a lot of training for a lot of years. And I started years ago, back 10 years ago with another company, and I worked with Jody Myers, who suggested you to be on this call this evening. And we built a large team. From there, I went on to be Director of Sales and Marketing for a party plan company. So I did a direct selling company. I was the head of sales and marketing in North America for that company. And after that, I've consulted for a lot of companies, designing trainings such as this for a wide variety of companies. And I'm really going to talk about some of the really basics that anybody needs to get started. So this training is designed by the field. The corporation will always have amazing trainings, and they're coming out with some really awesome stuff. Right now, this is field training for the field, by the field, and we're going to really talk about how to start smart, sponsor smart, and just some smart tips that have been working that I can share with you that's been working around our local markets in the United States. In the first 90 days, it's crucial that you start your business correctly, and it all starts in the first 24 to 72 hours. And I want to read something to you that I found in regards to franchising that I thought was really interesting. And I'm going to share this with you this evening. Imagine that you're opening your own McDonald's. To do this, you have to buy a McDonald's franchise. In order to qualify for conventional franchise, you have to have $250,000 not borrowed funds. Your total cost to open a restaurant, however, will be anywhere from $685,000 to $1.5 million, which goes to paying for the building, equipment, etc. 40% of this cost has to be from your own non-borrowed funds. Yikes. You'll pay an initial franchise fee of $45,000 directly to McDonald's. The other costs go to suppliers. You'll then go through a rigorous 9-month training period where you'll learn about McDonald's way of doing things. Things like their standards for quality, service, value, formulas, specification for menu items, their method of operation, inventory control techniques, etc. You'll agree to operate the restaurant in a single location, and you'll lay out everything else that makes McDonald's McDonald's. Once you've completed training and are ready to go, McDonald's will offer you a location that they've already developed. The exterior of the building will be complete, and you get to take over just as is, a turnkey business. You'll get constant support from McDonald's field consultants and staff who will advise you on the details and will visit with you regularly to keep you on track for success. How much money you make depends on many things, including the efficiency of your operating costs and your ability to manage the business. Think of franchising as paying someone else for his or her business strategy, marketing strategy, operation strategy, and their use of their name. That's pretty much what franchising is. So does that sound at all familiar to what we're doing? However, we don't have to put in a 9-month rigorous training program before we get started making money. And we certainly don't have to have $250,000 of our own business. But I want you to pretend like you did. I want you to pretend like you did put $250,000. Because you might make on one extra phone call. You might work a Saturday. You might take an extra 10 minutes to get on a training call. Because this business can make you that much money. So let's talk about why those first 90 days are so crucial. Because it's a lot better than 9 months. In your first few hours, I want you to make a list, and whether you've done this already or not, do it again. Make a list of 10 names who you want to share Monat with, and then share it with your sponsor, the person that guided you into this business. Sit down with them in 24 hours, go over your 10 names. I want you to complete your 24-hour getting started training, and if you're listening to this call right now, you're already doing that. And as you go through those 10 names, you're going to come up with maybe 2 or 3 people who are going to have questions when you share this with them. Be sure to set a phone appointment up with either your upline or, heck, even myself, because I can answer questions and so can your upline. So we'll get those scheduled right away. I want you to be really cautious of trying not to do too much in the beginning, because it's really a step-by-step process, and you can have so much success. But let's just take one step at a time. In those first 72 hours, first 3 days, of you starting your business. I want you just to get familiar with just a few key things in our back office. When you signed up and you got started and you made your investment, they sent you an immediate letter. Coming up in the future, that letter will have a training attached to that. But in the meantime, we're going to use this. But in that letter, you have your ID, and you've already picked out a username. So you can just log into www.mymonat.com, and it'll take you to a screen where then you can hit log in, and then you can put your username that you picked or your ID number, and then the password you created at sign up. From then, it's going to take you to this back office screen. Now, you won't have your picture in it, and you might not have business alerts, but all the back office screens are going to look the same. I want you to take notice here as you're looking at the screen to come across to the right-hand side, and I first want you to sign up for an upcoming event. And on this coming Monday, we have the family huddle, so I would have you just, let's sign up. I want you to pick one of these events that you see listed and sign up for them. Even if you're working, even if you can't, even if you're flying to the Middle East to create world peace, it doesn't matter. I want you to sign up for one of those events so you know how to do so you can remember, because we forget. This is all new, so it's really easy for us to forget. What did we need to do to sign up for an event? So pick one of them that you think you might be able to join, and let's sign up for that. Now, once I have you signed up for an event where you click on that, you're going to put your first name, last name, and an email address, and then it automatically sends you a link with the information for that to your email address. When we get done with that, I want you to scroll down. You'll see my picture here, but underneath, when you eventually put your picture in, a little bit further down on that left-hand screen of the back office homepage is the Monat customer service number. And on that customer service number, I want you to enter that into your phone or take a picture of it. So when you go to your back office, and if you're not on there right now, but when you go into that back office, I want you to get to that home page, scroll all the way down on that left-hand side, and make sure you enter that customer service number. Believe me, I've had to call them many times. Sometimes my computer messes up. It's technology. Sometimes it's our best friend, and sometimes it's our worst enemy. So at least you'll know how to get a hold of them if you have a question. I've called them so many times, they know my name with just seeing my phone number. And that's kind of sad, but use them. They're phenomenal, and they're happy to help anytime they can. And during the weekday, they've got live chat, so it's an actually awesome tool. The next thing I want you to take a look at is on the top, you'll see there's a Home tab, My Profile, Community. Let's take a look at the My Business tab. I want you to think of My Business as your Money tab. That's the money. Like, show me the money. It's under My Business. And on that tab, it's going to show things like how to enroll a customer. It's going to walk you through enrolling a new market partner. It'll have you set up for what's called monthly special delivery. And here's a cool thing. In Monat, you get one time a month that you get free shipping with a $99 retail order. Why would you not want to take advantage of that? So you can pick one of the days of the month. I take the last day auto ship comes out, and I pick it on the 25th. And then I fill that order as needed. It might be something for my mom. It might be something for my neighbor. It'll be maybe a few things for myself to replace some supplies. Or gosh knows my whole entire family uses these products now. I'm going to need a shampoo or conditioner or some sort of product. Sign up for that special delivery so you know how to do that, and then use it as a tool to help build your business and make sure that you never have to pay for shipping again. So we'll know that. On the customer, enrolling a customer, remember, any customer or our VIP, and those are our special customers, they get signed up through that tab as well. So if you're working with someone and you're in your back office, you can just jump right in. That's your Money tab. Let's go past Reports and go right over to the Tools tab. On the Tools tab, there is what's called Resource Library, and I want you to think of that. It's like walking into a big library. Everything you'd want to know and more is in that Resource Tools, and we'll talk about that. So that's a great tool, and I'm going to give you just 4 things that you're going to focus on that. To go back to finish up what's on your back office, and these are the only things I want you to worry about in the first couple of days. If someone can't remember, if you were like me, the first time I signed up, I tried to pick some jazzy name that would be great for SEO and all these things, but I couldn't even stinking remember it. So I went back to just jody.mymonat.com. But if you're somebody like me in the beginning that came up with some amazing snazzy name that was so unique and special you forgot what the heck you named yourself, if you remember your ID number, that's like me, and that's the only thing I can think and remember, my site is underneath upcoming events, and that'll give you the URL addresses for your websites. So when we talked about that big library that's got a lot of great information in it, some of you can just buzz right through there, and that's fine, that's okay. But in those first 72 hours of getting started, I only want you to know 4 things. And these 4 things will take you less than 20 minutes to get trained on. In that resource tools, it'll open up and it'll show you all kinds of videos. On the left-hand side of the resource tools page, it breaks everything down into categories. And you're going to click on compensation. And when compensation comes up, the only 2 videos you need to watch right now in the next 3 days is Comp Plan Video 1, Ways to Earn, and Comp Plan Videos 2, Titles and Qualifications. And when you get done with that, then you'll exit out of that. You'll go back to the Resource Tools main page, and you're going to click on the Videos tab. And on that Videos tab, the only 2 videos I want you to watch to get started is the Philosophy video and the Rejuvenate Oil video, because the Rejuvenate is a cornerstone and the foundation of what all these products were built around, and the Philosophy video really tells you the story, the history, and you get a real solid sense of this company. Now when you're doing this and you're watching these videos, I want you to think about these 3 questions, because after the end of 72 hours, I want you to be able to tell 3 stories, 1 sentence each. So you might want to have this written down as you're watching these videos. Who is Monat? What do they offer? And why were you excited? So as you're listening to some of these videos, and I highly encourage you, there's 3 business overview calls that happen every week by different people. They're on Wednesday nights, they're on Sunday nights, and they're on Saturday afternoons or mornings. And when you hear other people talk about this, you might find something that resonates, but as you're listening to these, and I highly suggest you listen to 1 a week until you have this down so much that you can do it in your sleep. Because again, you don't have to do 9 months of the McDonald's training, but you're going to have to do some if you want success. So be able to know, who is Monat? I can easily say in 1 sentence, they are an international company that has who are revolutionary leaders now in hair care industries because they've done something that nobody else has. And I talk about what their products are and why am I excited. I've never seen anything like this. I've never, honest to gosh, seen a gap in the marketplace that was so overlooked, that we've all taken care of our hair up to the scalp. You're going to find whatever it might fit for you about who they are, what they offer, and it might sound different for each one of you, but why you're excited. And then in the very beginning, those first sample packs get in the mail after 72 hours. They might get dropped off. Somebody might have a business launch scheduled, or you might have those 3-way calls scheduled. But those are the things that you're going to focus on in those very first few days of starting your own business. In the end, it's just really 3 basic things in your business. It's really that simple. You're sharing your business and inviting people to learn more. You're sharing their product and inviting them to try. And then you're following, signing up, and starting them smart. Just like what we're doing today. It's 3 simple things, nothing more, nothing less. It's just seriously simple, and it's actually a heck of a lot of fun. When we're sharing and selling, there's a lot of tools that are available to you. There's 3-way calls that are happening all the time. I absolutely love doing them. When you're sitting there and you're chatting with someone that you know, and they might have a question or 2, you don't have to answer it. Quite often, any question or an objection is a question in the form of a statement. Write it down so they know you acknowledged it. If they give you a couple of them, so these are great questions. Let's schedule a quick appointment so I can make sure that those can get answered for you. Set them up with me. Set them up with anyone in your upline. I'm happy to do this, and I do them all day long. There's the business overview and opportunity calls. They happen 3 times a week, and there's a recorded call available for you 24/7. There's local meetups. In Traverse City, we're going to have one on March 14th with Angela Orico, our regional sales director who works directly with Monat. Those things are happening ongoing and all the time. The other sharing and sampling that you get to do is you get to drop off sample drop-offs and do follow-ups. Great tool for you. There's an amazing presentations on there on how to do that from our home office and the power-up training. They've got their own brochure on how to do that that's in your flash drive. And then there's also a recorded call available for you on the Team Triumph page. And then the Exploring Monat and personal story pages on Facebook. These are some of the best prospecting tools because you don't have to tell the story. And people, if they can't sleep at 3 a.m. and they're bored, they can get on, they can snoop around, they can look at whatever information might be pertinent for them, and you don't have to do it. So these are very basic tools for you to use over and over and over again. When we look at this compensation plan, and this is the very first part of the compensation plan, and it's a snapshot. I don't want you to worry about anything at all in the beginning other than 1, 2, and then possibly 3 things. The rest of these will all come into play, and they don't really mean a whole lot right now. When people look at compensation plans, I tell people to look at those like, think of a big restaurant in the town that you live in, and that restaurant's going to be open for lunch and dinner, and maybe they realize they're by a bunch of offices, so then they give their menus out to a bunch of office employees, and now they have a decent lunch carry-out order business. And then they realize that they can have a loyalty club, so they might give points to that they bring people in for that. And then their space is so large, they realize they could probably rent out some space or a room and create revenue for that. It becomes multiple revenue streams for a business. Any business is looking for that. In our business, our revenue streams are coming from the different areas that we can make money in this business. And I think one of the reasons that this compensation plan is so good is because this company has already been so successful outside the United States, and they own their own manufacturing plant, which means their profit margins are significantly higher, which means there's more money available for us. So in this, on that very center of this page, kind of in a blued out box, it says Fast Start Bonus, $100 bonus. I want people just to circle that if they have this piece of paper, and start is number 1. First thing, in your very beginning of starting this business, you can earn $100 to $120 for everyone that you help get started in their own business. They have a product pack, so they're stocking the shelves of their store. Then you're going to be able to earn a bonus for that. My goal with someone who's brand new is to be able to help them share this and help 3 other people get started in their business. And then they earn, over to the right side in the center, you see over to the right-hand center part of the screen here, $150 Fast Start Builder bonus. My goal is to help people earn $450, maybe in their first couple days, or maybe in their first month, or maybe month and a half. And then from there, we talk about, as you can see, it's kind of boxed out here in the very top with the different titles and ranks, Managing Market Partner. And that's when we start working on that next. But when we get to that, we'll talk about all these areas in the compensation plan. But in the beginning, I just want to help you get your first $100. And then we'll get the first $200, then $300, then $450, and then later down the road, it just depends on if you want to make $400 a month or $40,000 a month. The rest of it, it's all here. We'll take it step by step. So in the end here, wrapping up this beginning training, I just want you to focus on a 7 steps checklist to success. So whether you've been in this for 6 weeks, or I would say 6 months, but heck, we haven't been here that long. Or could be 2 months, or it could be 1 day. These are the 7 steps for anybody to either re-kick and start up their business or start from the very beginning. I want you to go back. Remember we talked about signing up for that upcoming event of your choice in the back office? And again, we're going to talk about watching Comp Plan Video 1 and 2, found under the Resource Library in your Tools tab. We're going to watch the Philosophy video. We're going to watch that Rejuvenate video. When you get done with those videos, let the person know that sponsored you, that's helping and coaching you, that you got those done, so then you can ask those questions, write down questions, chat with them. You're going to make a list of 10 people to share with your sponsor the next day. And you can go through going, don't prejudge, we'll talk about this, and there's great training, but maybe you might have some that might really love the product. Maybe that some would really are business savvy people. And hopefully pick, if you can, pick 5 of them outside your community. Maybe 5 even outside of your state. I want you to sign up for that Monat special delivery. I never ever want you to pay for shipping again. And then I want you to ask your sponsor for a supply checklist so you're ready when your product arrives. You might get some cellophane bags, maybe some bags from the dollar store, whatever that's working in your local community. I want you to be able to pick up those things. So if your sponsor is just sharing with you 1, 2, 3, 5 sample pack and sample kits, I want you to be able to have the rest of the items that you need so when your product pack comes, you're ready to go and you've already got a jump start. So that's a very simple training. Never get overwhelmed. It is so simple to do this business. Everything is right there. You just take it step by step. So again, whether you want to make a few $100s a month to a few $1,000s a month, it just depends on how many days a week you decide to have your business open. It's the only difference. And for us, we don't have a storefront with the open sign on it. So for our business, it's how many times we're word of mouth. It's a word of mouth business. So how many times are we actually sharing and talking and telling the story and providing the opportunity for somebody to learn more? That is considered us open for business. So my name is Jody Soper. My cell phone is 231-631-3903. My email is my name, jodisoper@gmail.com. I'm available at any time, any day, for any questions that you might have, because this business is absolutely amazing. You are at a place that you can't even begin to wrap your mind around. There's so much potential here because it was a huge gap in the marketplace, and I've asked every single person that I've come across if they've ever seen a product that the whole marketplace has already subconsciously trained people to want to try. And we've talked about how every hotel, every motel has a shampoo or conditioner sitting in there. And our whole lives, we've been fascinated by either trying it, taking it home, even at the most expensive hotels. People love to try hair care products. You have a revolutionary, botanical-based product that is proven, that's patent pending, that has clinical studies with a company who owns a manufacturing plant and who's had success in international markets. You could not be at a better place right now. So get excited, go pat yourself on the back, and then complete your 7-step checklist, and then get a hold of your sponsor and make sure that you've gone over that with all of them. And I so look forward to your success. I'm available at any time for anything that anyone might need. Thank you so much.